Hey everybody, it's Nick. I just wanted to create a quick video to talk about what the expectations are for this YouTube channel, for what I'm doing here, for why I'm doing it, sort of like a mini session zero for the channel itself. I think it's important to have session zeros, or really, as a better way of saying it, I think it's more important to set expectations for a campaign, and I want to do the same thing for the YouTube channel so that you know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and who I am. So the idea is that this would be a channel where people can come and hear stories about my campaign, hear what I'm doing, steal ideas, or learn from lessons that I have learned at the table the hard way, or successes that I had while playing. So there are things, there are going to be stories from my game, lessons that I have learned, things you can rip off. I'm very excited to share some of them with you. So why am I even making these videos in the first place? Well, the idea is to help you. There's plenty of great sources for DM content out there. What makes mine better than any of theirs? Nothing. It's not. I know it's a terrible sales pitch, right? But there's tremendous quality YouTube channels out there to go and learn from, with Matt Colville, which is a large inspiration for why I'm even doing these campaign diaries in the first place. Nerdarchy, Web DM, the Geek and Sundry has great GM tips. There's a lot of great places for tips. So why am I doing this if I'm not any better than those people? I think the idea is that we can all learn from more sources of people, and so I'm very active in a lot of different Reddit communities for the purpose of sharing ideas and learning from other people. And I think that's one of the ideas with this channel, is to tell you what I'm doing, and you can learn from me personally, and we can all sort of share collectively all the stuff that we're doing. That's one of the great things about this technology, about the internet, about YouTube, is that different people can come together and share ideas about things they're doing and lessons that they're learning. And so that excites me quite a bit. So just a bit on who I am. I've been playing various tabletop RPGs, primarily Dungeons & Dragons, for about 12 years, and I've been DMing for just over 2. So I don't have an enormous back history of decades of experience of DMing. And there are other people who do that. So I'm not going to promise that I'm better or smarter or anything than they are. I'm just sharing with you my experiences. I do feel like I'm pretty experienced as a DM. I have been running pretty much every week for those 2.5 years. And I'm very engaged in, like I said, Reddit communities, D&D, D&D Next, DM Academy, D&D Behind the Screen, r/Matt Colville. I've watched all of Colville's videos probably more times than I should have. I've seen Critical Role. I've watched a lot of other YouTubers, so various sources. I feel like I'm pretty educated, pretty involved in the community. I'm involved in a couple of Discord servers that give advice to and for DMs, and I think that's a really neat way to do that. So there's lots of great technology out there for ways we can engage with one another. So feel free to learn from my mistakes and my triumphs, as well as steal anything you want from my game. NPCs, magic items, names, places, quests, story ideas, anything at all. Feel free to steal it, because that's sort of the point of DMing. Aren't you stealing all the time? Don't you watch a cool movie and say, man, that's a neat scene, wouldn't it be great if we got to actually play it out and act it out? I do that all the time from movies. The idea is to make sure that the stuff that you steal it from is so obscure that the players don't catch on. Because if you steal a big scene from Indiana Jones, then they sort of obviously notice. But if you do it from some random YouTuber who nobody has ever heard of, and they shouldn't, then maybe the players don't catch on. And it's a cool, interesting idea. So as a big picture, who is this for? Well, really anyone who wants inspiration and wants to hear other stories from other games and look for lessons to learn from other people. Primarily, I think it's going to also be geared towards newer DMs. If you've been DMing for decades, I don't know if there's anything that I could tell you that you don't already know. So maybe the things that I say and how I say them will be geared towards newer players, younger DMs, things like that. So that's sort of what I have in mind as I'm going to be talking. So feel free to couch everything that I say that way. So feel free to stick around. Please do so. I'll try to upload videos regularly. I want to do a video every week with update from the story of what we did that week. If we don't meet that week, then I might just get together and with you guys and talk about some specific topic that I feel like I have something to say or questions to ask, and I try to engage the community that way. It might not just be stories from my campaign. Stay tuned. We'll figure that out. So if you want to stay up to date, I don't want to make this a whole pitch, I don't want to make it a whole thing, but if you want to stay up to date, subscribing is the easiest way to do that technically. I don't want to be like, hey, subscribe to my channel below. because I'm feeling it's super annoying when YouTubers do that. Everyone knows how to subscribe to a channel. Go for it. If you want to, cool. If you don't, I don't really want to keep up with my subscriber count as the status of how well this channel is doing. I think if it's making an impact on anyone, then it's working. It's successful. So I'll try to be active in the comments if you have any questions or feedback or criticism or advice for my campaign, questions about my campaign, about the channel. Feel free. I will try to be active in the comments and engage with you guys as a community. So thanks for sticking around, and until next time, I'll see you later, folks.